As soon as I started with CCAP, my life just went full blast.
I've been part of CCAP for many, many years, and it's changed our industry.
I became a part of a community where there was people just like myself, young chefs, young cooks, were really hungry and really wanted to learn and be better at what they did. And I feel like CCAP gave me the opportunity to do that for myself.
CCAP saved me from maybe destroying myself in a sense, because it just gave me hope.
From Frankfurt High School to Four Seasons to Food Network and to now being the founder of my own business. That's what CCAP has done for me.
CCAP is so important to me because I've been able to learn and grow so much.
CCAP has given me a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity.
It gave me a good chance at a good college.
CCAP taught me skills like communication, life skills, time management, and more responsibility.
And it just teaches me that I can get to my goals no matter what. Nothing's stopping me at all.
CCAP has honestly been one of the biggest highlights of my high school career, and it's given me so many chances and opportunities I never thought I would experience. And the best part about CCAP is the fact that even after I graduate high school, they'll still be here to support me through jobs and college.
I think it'll be important for other students in the future because even if you're in a hard spot, it'll be nice to have this opportunity and chance to succeed and be successful and have a good career.
It has really helped me recognize that this is a career path that I want to take, and this is an industry that I want to be in for the rest of my life.
I wouldn't be the person I am today without my advisor and my CCAP community and all the amazing opportunities they have provided me. Thank you.
And I just want to say thank you for all of the members and for the program because they've always been so supportive and so encouraging throughout my whole journey. So thank you.
Hopefully with the scholarship, my dreams could come true. Thank you for all the help and all the dedication.
I can reach my goals, which is getting into culinary school, which I did. Thank you.
Guess what? This is our first virtual gala. As you know, we've had the pleasure to throw this amazing gala at Chelsea Piers, as normally we are. About 1,000 great supporters come through. Everything from chefs, sponsors, students, and the gala is amazing. We always honor an amazing chef. And this year, we're gonna honor an incredible chef and friend and great food personality, Carla Hall. And tonight, it's all about celebrating CCAP. And it's a little different, but it's gonna be fun too. You can be super social distance, of course. There's a chat box right next to me. You can chat away, keep donating, have fun, because that's what tonight's gonna be about. And I wanna also take this moment to say thank you. Thank you for supporting CCAP through all these years, especially in a year like 2020 and 2021, when it was very, very difficult for so many of us, so many chefs, so many professionals. We lost some incredible supporters to CCAP, like Chef Floyd Cardoz. And it's been very tough for our industry, which does impact CCAP as well. So thank you for keep supporting us. And I think this 2021 is going to be an amazing year because we're also trying something new, like this virtual gala event. I also want to give a big shout out to the Grausman family. It would not be the same without the entire family because everyone is involved, from Susan to Richard, of course, and the whole family provides, whether it's the awards themselves or music or film, everybody, Jennifer, everybody's involved in somehow, and it's always nice to make it a great family affair. Now we're gonna go to Philadelphia. Philly is such a dear place to CCAP. It's also where the amazing film Pressure Cooker was done. If you haven't checked out Pressure Cooker, you should. It's really not only a Grausman masterpiece. It's an amazing story and film that really documents the journey of CCAP better than anything I've ever seen. So, in Philadelphia, you're gonna meet Chef Ange Branca. She's gonna make an appetizer for us. I can't wait to see it. Take it away, Angie.
I chose to show you how to make Sui Kao because everyone knows what a wonton is, and Sui Kao is the lesser known dumpling, and that's actually my favorite dumpling. It's more delicious than wonton because it's a little meatier and it's got a lot more ingredients in it. And I wish that you would learn how to make it yourself. So here's that important technique when you make meat fillings for Sui Kao. You want to add the shrimp and the pork together with a little bit of the cornstarch. And the trick is to stir it with a pair of chopsticks or a paddle in the same direction. Just keep stirring it until you form a thick, sticky, like very, very sticky paste. That is the trick for a bouncy, nice, crunchy texture in the filling of the Sui Kao. You have to do that. And that's what Asians look for when we eat Sui Kao. We want that nice, crunchy bite. That is the only secret there. So once you get this nice, sticky paste, you can add the rest of the Sui Kao ingredients, starting with the watered chestnuts, the mushrooms, and the peas. Mix them well, and now you can start to wrap it.
There are quite a variety of dumpling wrappers, but for Sui Kao, you specifically want the thinnest possible wrapper. And the way that you would find them is to try to look out for this word here that says Hong Kong style. Dumpling wrappers, Hong Kong style. Or if you find wonton wrappers, it will be the same thinness as well.
Now I'm going to show you how we wrap Sui Kao. It's very easy. It's probably the easiest dumpling to wrap because you just literally have to fill it up as much as you can fill it up, and you wet the edges, and then just fold them together, and you have a Sui Kao. It's just you just want to make sure that when you fold them, you press it tight so that it doesn't open up. That's the easiest dumpling that you would ever make. So now that you're done wrapping all the Sui Kao, it's time to boil and enjoy it. They will sink to the bottom a little bit. Don't forget, the minute you drop them in, you want to give it a quick stir so that it doesn't stick to the bottom. Once the Sui Kao floats up, leave it there for about a minute floating at the top to make sure that it's cooked through. And that's it. You just have to fish it out. I like to have my Sui Kao with a little bit of greens. My choice is to have Gala. It's a very green, leafy, almost spinach-like vegetable. And in Southeast Asia, when we have Sui Kao, I always love to top it with a little bit of fried shallots. I like to fry the shallots myself instead of buying the store-bought fried shallots because one of the flavor that you're not going to get with a store-bought fried shallots is the oil that the shallot is fried in. I always save that oil because you want to drizzle a little bit of shallot oil just to finish the Sui Kao. It will change the entire dish. It's such a good fragrance to have with this dish. And here you have it. It is Sui Kao. And thank you for supporting CCAP. I love supporting CCAP because it has enabled so many high school kids from the underserved communities to achieve higher education through culinary arts, and do continue to support.
I would like to take this moment to introduce you to an incredible, fierce, powerful, strong friend of mine, Ms. Tanya Steele. She's really jumped in and helped us in this transition, and really excited where she's taking CCAP into the future. Welcome aboard, Tanya Steele. You are now part of a great community. We really appreciate all your great ideas and feedback, and I'm super excited. The future looks really, really bright for CCAP, And a lot is thanks to you, Tanya, still. So take it from here.
First off, yum. Thanks, Chef Ange. You know, her restaurant, Satay Kampar in Philadelphia, is so good. You've got to check it out. And to Chef Marcus, thank you so much for your incredibly kind introduction. Without your stellar support and vision, and that of the Grausmans and the boards, CCAP could not shine as bright as it does. And without the incredible generosity of our sponsors and donors, we'd not be here tonight. So I want to start out by giving you all a huge thank you. And of course, a huge thank you to our talented and dedicated staff. And while I'm not in PJs, I do have some bubbly tonight to toast you all. As we start to emerge from this dark period, one thing is for sure. We are reminded of the critical nature of human bonds and how important it is for people to help one another. That is what CCAP does. Provide a pathway to a job in the food sector via culinary, job, and life skills, as well as higher education, to more than 15,000 students across 6 cities and regions in the US. And while we are virtual tonight, we look forward to seeing you all in person in the not too distant future, with some alfresco events coming up this summer and fall, as well as our annual benefit in New York next winter. And now, I hope you're hungry, because we have some more top chefs cooking up some signature spring dishes. And don't forget, you can whip these dishes up on your own with the chef's recipes provided in our digital Global Flavors Cookbook. You can also download it via the Handouts tab in the top right corner of your screen. And make sure you check out our online auction. There are some really exciting experiences to snatch up tonight. Next up, we're headed to New York and to award-winning chef and MasterChef judge Aarón Sánchez, followed by Chef Diana Dávila, executive chef and owner of Mi Tocaya and Tahoe in Chicago. Both are creating stellar Mexican recipes.
So we all know guacamole, it's beloved, it's a staple, it's a classic, everyone knows it, but not a lot of people know how to make it really delicious and actually really exploit all the wonderful flavors that is in the guacamole. So when I start with my guacamole, it's always beautiful Hass avocados, that wonderful pebbly out exterior, make sure it's soft to the touch. I'm very partial from avocados from Michoacán, from the beautiful state of Michoacán in Mexico. They're a little small, they're creamier. Try to buy green avocados, ripen them yourself at home, put them in an area that's open air so they can sort of ripen on their own. And then basically what you want to do is go ahead and just slice them down the middle, take the butt of your knife, right? And then just extract the seed or the semilla. And then what we're going to simply do is take a spoon and extract that beautiful flesh, okay? And then to this, I'm going to add some salt. Why is this important? Well, the salt is going to bring out the inherent moisture of the avocados and help it easier to mash up or get to that right consistency that you're looking for, okay? Okay? Not putting a lot of pressure, just really breaking it down a little bit. The salt's going to help with that. You want that beautiful combination and balance of smooth avocado puree and a couple chunks in there to kind of keep your palate engaged, right? Okay. So simply just add your pico de gallo to your mashed avocado and fold, right? Don't feel the need to kind of continue to mash. At this point, the avocado has already broken down and all you're simply doing is integrating all those ingredients in there, okay? You want to have a bowl that makes a statement, right? Because this is probably the first thing that your guests are going to have. So you want to make sure that it's tasty, it's vibrant, it's acidic, it's spicy. It just makes a statement on the palate, right? So I'm going to use some queso fresco, which is the most popular cheese used in Mexico, by the way. Wonderful. So I'm going to garnish that. A little bit more cilantro on top, just because I have a strong affinity. Me encanta cilantro. Es algo que me llama mucho la atención. Okay? And then just on top, a little bit of rábano, a little bit of radish, right? And there you have it. A beautiful guacamole, hecho en casa, right? Something very simple to do. Not a lot of technique necessarily, but when you think about how you integrate the ingredients, how you fold all those wonderful ingredients in, it is important to take the steps necessary so you have a beautiful outcome of flavor, okay? And this is it. This is my beautiful guacamole. I hope you guys enjoy. I hope everyone continues to rally behind CCAP. It's an unbelievable organization that has planted seeds for the culinary future. So make sure that you guys continue to support. I know I will. Continue great work, CCAP, Richard Strassman, Marcus Samuelsson, the whole team. Les quiero mucho y espero que les disfrutan. I hope to see you guys soon. Hasta luego.
I am going to be making a dish that is incredibly special, near and dear to me, to my heart, because they are Enchiladas Potosinas. It is the regional and specialty dish of San Luis, where my family is from. So making this just always makes me feel just a little bit closer to home. So for this, you're going to need a pot, because we are essentially making an infusion. So we're adding our oil. And this, we're going to want to get it hot. And it is now sort of ready to start receiving all of our ingredients. Isn't that, it looks beautiful already. So we're just going to move all this around, stir it to make sure that everything is sort of evenly spread. Very important not to burn. Don't walk away from this. So we added our water, and we're just going to bring this up to a boil, and then we let it sit. So here's our enchilado. Here is our masa. This is fresh masa, corn masa. So we are going to do our masa paste. We're going to add our enchilado, about 5 ounces. And we are just going to fold it into the masa using our hands. So as our masa is resting, we are going to actually start doing on our queso fresco. And now this is queso cincho. So this is really the secret ingredient to this beautiful filling. Reminds me completely of the cheeses of Mexico. Here I have my salsa casera that I have made in a molcajete. And this is really to taste how spicy you like it, how acidic, because the tomatoes do add another layer of acidity. Okay, so we have our masa, our cheese all finished. Now we're going to be working on our salsa cruda. Tomatillos, limon, chile serrano, and some beautiful cilantro. Last ingredient is avocado. Avocado really adds that nice creaminess, emulsifies all of the water in the raw ingredients as well. That beautiful. So we are going to actually assemble our enchiladas. You're going to need a masa press, and no matter, something that's non-stick. What we've been using since I couldn't say how long is literally a plastic bag. But traditionally, you will find them to be about this size. Press, make sure it's nice and even. Hold it at the palm of your hand and lightly extend them. It's only hard cooked on one side. That is when you're going to lift it and add your cheese. Cheese on one side. Now this cheese is very sharp, so less is actually more. And then you are going to pinch with your hands. So we are going to put our frijoles served traditionally with frijoles. They're local black beans that are fried with also local sunflower oil. There we have it, our enchiladas potosinas.
I'm sorry. Thank you so much. Thank you. Sorry.
I don't know what to say. I'm at a loss for words.
I can't. Thank you very much. This is how much I really need it because I really wanted to go to Gala for my dream college so I could pursue my goal as becoming a future baker. I was a child that wasn't able to read labels, didn't know how to write her own name. Who would have known today I would be reading recipes and being part of an organization called CCAP. And I thank God for Ms. Bowens, Carla Bowens, that's my teacher. She pushed me, and when I tell you, I'm being very honest, in some days, especially during this pandemic, where I really wanted to give up, I was losing hope, but I thank God for my teachers and my parents.
I was always worried because I didn't think like my family situation would, it's like difficult. But I just want to thank my mom, who's over in the corner crying right now.
Been practicing and practicing and practicing and trying to do my best. And I really didn't expect this. CCAP has been such a fun and exhilarating program.
I can't even explain how grateful I am to receive this award. CCAP caught me at the lowest moment of my life when my grandma first got sick. I made sure to every day practice, every day bust my butt, and I can't thank you enough.
I want to say thank you for the scholarship. I'm really grateful, and this is one of the schools I really wanted to go to. And I really want to say thank you, Chef BB, for being on my side because I want to be here for you. Thank you so much. I'm really grateful. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm emotional today.
This means a lot. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you guys so much for this opportunity. I will not let you down.
Thank you so much.
Good evening, I'm Deborah Grausman, and as some of you know, my father, Richard Grausman, founded CCAP. I wanted to thank you all so much for being here tonight, for purchasing tickets, for making donations, and a huge heartfelt thank you to our sponsors and our chefs for making tonight's event possible. This past year has been devastating for so many, but one silver lining for me, personally, has been the quality time that I've been able to spend with my father in the kitchen. Much to my mother's chagrin because the kitchen is always a mess and we never clean it up fast enough for her. As we look to the future, it's more important than ever to support CCAP. No donation is too small or too big for that matter, and we would be extremely grateful for any additional contribution that you can give this evening. So, we've made it really easy for you to donate. All you need to do is text the number on your screen or click the link that's being dropped into the chat right now. You can also check out the amazing auction that's going to be on the website at the conclusion of tonight's event. You won't want to miss the exciting opportunities and experiences and prizes that you could win. Thank you so much for your generosity, and I think that's all I have to say. Dad, your turn.
Thank you, Deborah. I must say that student montage was wonderful. We love hearing from our students. And tonight's program is making me hungry. I want to congratulate our honoree, Carla Hall, and thank her for supporting CCAP. I want to give a shout out to all the marvelous chefs who are helping to make this virtual event so successful. 31 years ago, I started CCAP with the idea of helping students in high school culinary arts programs find careers. To accomplish this, I engaged teachers, chefs, culinary professionals, product sponsors, and culinary schools to make it all happen. So tonight, I want to thank our fantastic staff, led by our wonderful executive director, Tanya Steele, for all their hard work. Thank you to our co-chairs, Marcus Samuelsson and Mark Weiss, and to all our dedicated board members for your leadership and generous support. I want to thank you for being here with us tonight to support CCAP, and I look forward to seeing you in person at Chelsea Piers next year. Tanya, back to you.
Thank you, Richard and Deborah. And thank you to all of our donors tonight. And congrats to all of those winners of those exceptional prizes. And thanks again so much to our students. You are the reason we are here. And while we are watching deliciousness be cooked up tonight, we want to help very deserving students cook up big dreams of their own. Next up, we're headed over to DC to meet Jerome Grant, corporate chef of Dasha Restaurant Group. Then we're headed over to the founders of Border Grill, Barbecue Mexicana, Socolo, Mary Sue Milliken, and Susan Feniger in Los Angeles. They are the two hottest tamales you'll ever meet. And we're following that up with Beau MacMillan, executive chef of the Sanctuary Camelback Mountain Resort and Spa in Phoenix. All right, Chef Jerome, fire it up.
So within my city, I really enjoy participating in CCAP because of the reason that, there weren't a lot of folks that looked like me growing up that I could kind of relate to and follow in this industry. There was only a handful of chefs that looked like me. And I want to make sure that I'm as visible as possible to make sure that I'm able to get a lot of our folks through the door and give them the support that they need. So this evening we'll be making one of my favorite soups, which is a sweet potato and miso soup with a little bit of collard green furikake. So first thing we're gonna do, start off with a little bit of olive oil, as well as a little bit of butter. As we get that to melt, we're gonna add our ginger, garlic, as well as some onions. So now, as you can see, we're sweating this down. We're getting a little bit of brown on there, which is really, really starting to look good. I'm gonna go ahead and hit it with a little bit of salt, so you can pull some more of those flavors out. We're gonna go ahead and add our miso paste. As you can see, our miso paste is a little bit of fermented soybean. The one that we're using is white. Add a little more in there. And what we're gonna do is start to toast that along with our butter, our oil, our garlic, as well as our ginger. So we can start to get those flavors going. So I'm going to glaze a little bit of our stock here, just so I don't burn it up. And then we go ahead and add our carrots to it. Our carrots are going to add a little bit more of an earthy flavor, as well as add a nice color and add a little bit more of a natural starch to it. I'm going to go ahead and deglaze with a little bit of our coconut vinegar. This is a Filipino variety. Super tasty, really, really distinct flavor. It picks up like this natural sweetness from the sugar cane that they also use, as well as the coconut, and it's all natural. So we'll add a little bit of that to it. So as you can see, our sweet potatoes here, what we've done is we've roasted them in a 275-degree oven, really slow for about an hour and a half. We didn't really want to overcook them because what happens is it pulls out all those natural sugars. We kind of wanted them to kind of steep and roast in their natural sugars. So we're going to go ahead and add them to our soup mix here. Kind of left them chunky, just so I can just bust them up a little bit in there. The great thing about this is it's going to add just awesome flavor, great texture. We're going to go ahead and add our veggie stock to it. as well as we're gonna go ahead and add our double fat coconut milk. So our soup's looking good. All our vegetables are soft. And what we're gonna go ahead and do is we're gonna go ahead and blend our soup. We're gonna blend it to a nice, smooth, velvety consistency. And then we'll adjust the seasonings again and add a little bit of butter to it to make it nice and rich. See, nice, smooth consistency. Super tasty. Just a little bit of salt. So now we plate the soup up. So what we're gonna do is super simple. We're gonna ladle some of our soup right here in the bowl. And we're gonna hit it with a little bit of fresh olive oil. Now what we have here is our collard green furikake. Essentially what we've done is we've taken collard green leaves, we've steeped them in super salty water, laid them out in a dehydrator, dried them up till they're just like crispy leaves, crunched them up with some toasted sesame, some crispy shallots, crispy garlic, a little dehydrated mushroom powder for some additional umami feel to it, or flavor. And it's like this super tasty finish. It's hard to explain. But we're gonna garnish our soup with a little bit of that on top. And what you have is one of my favorite soups, our roasted sweet potato with collard green furikake and a little bit of miso. So thank you for joining me this evening. I hope you enjoyed. And please don't forget to donate. You know, every little bit helps, and what we want to do is provide a better future for our children. So please donate. And again, thank you.
Hi everyone, I'm Susan Feniger from Border Grill and Socolo in Los Angeles, and my partner Mary Sue Milliken is somewhere else, but I'm going to show you the right way to do shrimp Veracruzana.
So tonight, Susan and I are demonstrating shrimp Veracruzana. It's a dish we learned down in Veracruz, Mexico. And it's very simple. You can make it, it's a one-pan meal. I'm gonna serve it with polenta tonight and some greens from my garden, actually.
We've got here jalapeno pepper, lime, garlic, and I'm just gonna slice this a little bit so you can see, because this is gonna actually go into the Veracruzana. You can taste it. I'm gonna let Milliken taste it. Milliken, if you're listening, taste these chilies and see if they're spicy, would you?
Now the red ones today are quite hot because I tasted them and I had to figure that out. And then I have some limes, some green olives, and a julienne of tomato to go with our onions and garlic. We're gonna move to the stove and I'm gonna show you how it's done.
All right, so while you're enjoying this amazing CCAP evening, I want you to think about next time when you're going to make either shrimp or fish Veracruzana, all right? So let's head to the stove.
I've got two pans. They're getting nice and hot. One is wider because I want to make sure that I have plenty of surface area. And the other one's a little bit smaller, but still a lot of surface area. I'm using a nice Spanish olive oil. And I'm going to first put the shrimp in the big pan. And you hear the noise? You want to use all your senses when you're cooking. You want to hear it sizzle.
Okay, now, everybody pay attention. I want you to make sure you're watching me and not Milliken. So I've got, hear that? Exactly what you want to have happen. Pan nice and hot that it sizzles like that. Then I have another hot pan, and in here we've got collard greens, dandelion greens, chard, and a little bit of kale. If you've got whatever greens you have in the house. Put that in, add a little bit of salt to that. And I've got a little bit of rice that I cooked ahead. Now Mary Sue might be doing it with polenta, but personally I like it with rice and greens.
But you don't want to overcook shrimp. Definitely any kind of seafood really is just not great if you've overcooked it. So I'm going to just transfer those lightly seared shrimp to the bowl. And I'll add a little bit more olive oil into the pan. And then we'll go with the onions, the garlic, get a little bit of color, not too much. I always like to saute the onions first and add the garlic afterward because I hate burnt garlic. Now I know that Susan thinks she can make this dish in 3 minutes. I take a little bit more time. I make it a little bit more special. Not that we're competitive or anything.
Got those sauteed greens, that's it. That's all I want to do is just give them a quick cook. Mix that cold butter in. You want to make sure you taste it. I think I need a touch more salt. And you're ready to go. You see how quick that is? All right, so we're going to plate it up and show you the beauty, and it literally took me about 3 minutes to make.
Then I'm going to go ahead with the chilies and the olives and the tomatoes and the oregano. That's ever important, that herb. And just as this is starting to almost get a little bit of color, I'll add a little white wine. And then I'm going to throw in a little bit of fish stock or clam juice, or if you happen to have chicken stock around, that's fine. And I'm going to put the shrimp with all their juices back in so that we can then cook them the second half. So you have a really nice, juicy, kind of delicious mixture here. Okay, now I'm gonna plate. I'm just gonna take this beautiful, rustic kind of polenta, and then we'll put our greens, beautiful seared greens in there, and top it all with this amazing shrimp dish with lots of this nice juice. And there we go.
See how simple that was to make? Really, it took me about 3 minutes to make. It might have taken Milliken a bit longer. Anyways, thank you all for being here tonight. Thank you for supporting CCAP, such a great organization. Make sure you donate tonight for CCAP to keep this culinary program going. Thanks so much, everybody. Have a great evening.
You know, at a young age, when I was a kid, I found culinary arts early. At the age of 15, started working in kitchens, and I wouldn't be here today if I didn't have people having my back and guiding me all the way through it. We're gonna start with a little mixing bowl. Get some kosher salt in the mixing bowl, just enough to kind of cover the pork belly, as well as some sugar, really, really equal parts, okay? Beautiful. And we want to incorporate that really, really well, just like so. I have some fresh rosemary, very aromatic, and we'll just kind of like bruise that up a little bit, just to kind of open that rosemary up to the salt and the sugar. Lastly, I've got this beautiful citrus, and I'm going to microplane some of the zest of this orange into the salt and the sugar. Once you're ready to go, you just want to incorporate the cure to get all that orange and that rosemary mixed in together. It almost colors the salt and the sugar, and then we're just going to basically put a light cure on that. And you want to do it on each side. This goes into the fridge, comes out about a half an hour later, and really all you want to do is remove most of your cure. I like to leave a little bit on because that sugar and the salt mix together, and this is going to help caramelize your belly when it's time to put it in the oven. Okay, so that's pork belly. First stage of our little demo here. Next up, we got Brussels, right? The key ingredient for our side dish today. I'm going to take a little olive oil, just get a little in the bowl like that, and then I'm going to get some salt and pepper on the Brussels sprouts. I'm going to get these on a sheet pan so I can roast them with the pork belly. Now the pork belly obviously takes a lot longer, so I've jumped ahead. You know, when I roast this, I like to roast it high and then low. It starts off at about 400 degrees, maybe about 20 minutes. You'll get this beautiful golden color on the pork, and then I turn it down low and slow, and I'll cook it for about an hour and 30 minutes at under 300 degrees. So we can pop that guy in the oven right now. Boom. And we'll do the same thing with our Brussels sprouts. Brussels sprouts tend 10 to 12 minutes in there, you get a nice char, a nice little roast on them, and they're absolutely delicious. Now, one of the big keys, of course, for me with this dish, and it's one of my favorite dishes, is making the sauce. And the sauce couldn't be easier. It's got a lot of ingredients, but it's absolutely delicious. We call it red dragon sauce. It's like a kimchi style sauce here, but it starts off with ginger chopped and garlic chopped. And then one of my favorite ingredients on the planet is called gochujang, or Korean chili paste. I'm going to throw a nice little amount of that Korean chili paste in. I also have some water. I have some sesame oil and some rice wine vinegar. I have some mirin and soy sauce. Okay, and then I'm going to finish this off with a good pinch of sugar, like a tablespoon. And a little spice I love to use here at Sanctuary at my restaurant Elements called togarashi. This is like a Japanese chili spice, really, really tasty. Okay, one ingredient left is going to be a little honey for the sweetness. And then we're going to give it a cook. We'll put it on the burner, and we're going to cook it for about 15 minutes or so. And you got to check this out. This is what you're going to get. You're going to get this gorgeous, beautiful kimchi sauce that's kind of thickened up. It actually looks like barbecue sauce, but with some really, really good Asian flavors. What I want to do now that I'm moving things along is I want to turn my burner on here, because when my pork belly comes out of the oven here, I'm going to dice it up and I'm going to brown it for a few minutes, and then I'm going to fold in my delicious Brussels sprouts. So let's get that pork belly out of the oven. Magic of television, we've roasted it low and slow for about an hour and a half. Look at this pork belly. Crispy, gorgeous skin, beautiful cure on the top. You know, you can see, and it's just sweet, salty, and savory, fatty. Ooh, that's looking good. Okay, and then we'll get our pork belly into the pan to start to brown a little bit. It's gonna crisp up beautifully and add so much flavor to these Brussels sprouts. 10 to 12 minutes in the oven. I've got a beautiful little char on there. You can see they've roasted up nice. I didn't overcook them. I still like to have a little bit of crunch with that Brussels sprout. I think it's very, very important. Okay, I love the way that looks. I'm gonna get this out of my way here. And now, let's add some of our gorgeous kimchi sauce. Marcus would be proud of me. And now let's fry a little egg. Just like so. You know, going back to CCAP, I'll tell you guys, being here 23 years like I have been, over the years, we developed a program here about 5 years ago called Nirvana Food and Wine. No matter where you come from, no matter who you are, if you have a dream in your head and you work hard for it, you can achieve anything. And to share Nirvana with them and to have CCAP make it so successful is honestly one of the biggest dreams of my life. So thank you, CCAP. I'm gonna garnish my gorgeous kimchi Brussels sprouts with that little fried egg. Okay, and now I'm just, because I didn't have enough cool things in here, I'm gonna layer in a bunch of barbecue chicharrones. And that is gonna be our dish. I hope we raise a lot of money today. I'm so grateful that you guys gave me the opportunity to cook for you all. This is Beau Mac's kimchi, Brussels sprouts, and bacon, little fried egg, and barbecue chicharrones. Best of luck to CCAP in the near future. Thanks for all the support. Give, give, give.
Oh, thank goodness we all have some CCAP treats to enjoy while watching this. Otherwise, we'd be starving. Thanks to all of our amazing chefs. In the 31 years since Richard Grausman founded CCAP, more than 350,000 people have gone through the program. One of them, Chef Leigh Alston, was a star from the start, going on to work with both Chef Marcus Samuelsson and Chef Daniel Boulud, and continues to be a star despite her recent challenges, none of which has stopped her spirit determination, or talent. Chef Alston, take it away.
Hi you guys, my name is Chef Lay. I'm here about to show you guys how I make Caribbean rice with my jerk salmon and a Savoy cabbage with onion. So we're going to start with the rice first because it takes the longest to cook. And what I have for that is about a cup of basmati rice, some diced onions. I'm going to slice these, baby peppers, garlic, scallion, and a homemade habanero salsa made with turmeric. Oh, and veg stock. Okay, so now we're gonna start cooking the rice. And the first thing I'm gonna do, I have some olive oil here. I'm gonna put enough to coat the bottom of the pan. I have my sliced onion, my sliced peppers and my minced garlic. Throw that in. Turn my heat up a little bit. Then I'm gonna add a little bit of my scallions and my onion as well. Not too much. And I'm gonna let that sweat for about a minute or so. And then I'm gonna add in my habanero salsa. Okay, so this is smelling really good now. I'm gonna go ahead and add a little bit of my habanero salsa. I don't wanna add too much because it does have a kick. That should be enough. Now I'm gonna add my rice and let that toast for about a minute as well. Get it nice and coated with the oil. I'm using twice the amount of stock to rice, so 2-to-1 ratio. I'm gonna add in my stock. Okay, so we're gonna start the braised cabbage now. I have some butter here I'm gonna start with. So now we're gonna go in with our cabbage. Just dump all of that in. I'm gonna hit it with a little salt and pepper now. I don't want to put too much. So now we're gonna get started on making our sauce for the salmon. We have about a cup of mayo here. Some of my habanero salsa that I make, some tomato paste, about 3 ounces of lime juice, salt and pepper. Okay, so now we're gonna prepare the salmon. Here I have 2 salmon pavés portioned nicely. I'm gonna season that with some homemade jerk rub that I made, and then I have here, it's really good. It has a little kick to it, so I'm not gonna put too much. Salt, pepper. And then I have these lime I'm gonna also char in the pan while I cook the salmon. A little under a tablespoon of oil, olive oil that is. Again, presentation. Side down. I have my lime. I'm gonna add it to the pan to char. It's also going to add a bit of flavor to the salmon as it cooks. I'm going to add a little bit of butter to that. Mix that in really nicely. Go on with our sauce. And here we have it. Our jerk salmon, Caribbean rice, Savoy cabbage braised with onion, and a habanero sauce.
Thank you so much, Chef Alston. That was amazing. And now to this year's CCAP honoree, Carla Hall, a chef, author, and TV host. Carla first won over audiences when she competed on Bravo's Top Chef and Top Chef All-Stars. She has spent 7 years co-hosting ABC's Emmy Award-winning popular lifestyle series, The Chew, and she currently brightens the mornings of millions as a culinary contributor to Good Morning America. She hosts a podcast on the Wondery platform called Say Yes with Carla Hall, and her latest cookbook is Carla Hall's Soul Food, Every Day in Celebration. Her support and mentorship to many of our CCAP students and alumni is legendary, and we want to recognize all of her work on behalf of CCAP and helping to make the food world a more equitable and just place. Carla Hall, take it away, and cheers to you, lady.
Thank you, Tanya, and thank you so much, CCAP, for all that you've done for these past 31 years. I would also like to thank Richard Grausman and his family, and Chef Marcus Samuelsson, who's worked with CCAP for a number of years as well. I am so honored to be the honoree of the 2021 Taste of CCAP Gala, even though this one is virtual. Not being all dressed up and together doesn't reduce the critical nature of this organization's mission. As someone who found themselves on this chef's path, even though it was meandering and it wasn't direct, and as someone who wasn't born with a silver whisk in my mouth, I realized the importance of learning fundamental culinary skills that could take you anywhere into the food sector, as well as the importance of learning critical job and interview skills. Now, what I learned in culinary school, I used as a jumping off point that has enabled me to run a restaurant, be a TV host, write cookbooks, and honestly, just think through problems. My devotion to CCAP has been years in the making because I believe in the mission of providing kids a pathway to a career, whether it's through internships, externships, jobs, or higher education. And with the pandemic, the need of thousands and thousands of kids enrolled in CCAP programs across the US is more than ever. We need to give them a chance to have a career that is exciting and empowering, and a career that helps themselves, their families, and their communities. As this year's honoree, I urge you to donate to CCAP tonight and to keep this charity close to your heart like I do. Until we all meet in person, keep cooking and keep supporting CCAP. Thank you.
All right, everybody, we did it. Big shout out to this year's honoree, Carla Hall. You're amazing. Also to all the incredible chefs. But to the entire community, to the donors, to the board that makes this happen. And congratulations, Tanya. We are so lucky to have you to be part of the CCAP family. 2020 has been a crazy, wild ride. 2021 started so much better. We did this big gala as a community. Thank you to the Grausman for starting CCAP. I'm exhausted, but I'm happy that I took part of it. And it's such a privilege to be part of CCAP. And I think in times like this, when we're all searching for our community and what matters, it's amazing to be part of CCAP. We keep evolving and we keep finding our worth and our guidance to the student. If you want to be part of the live auction and be part of some great culinary experiences, go to ccapinc.org. That's where the live auction is happening. Good night, everybody. Enjoy, keep cooking, and keep supporting CCAP.